Oh, hey guys. Yeah, alright. So, let's see. This video is for entertainment and education purposes only. And any and everything I say could be wrong. So, do your own research and come to your own conclusions. So anyways, video of mine. Okay, I haven't talked about this yet. Okay, so anyways, all right. There's this channel called Jim Rizzoli, and well, I did talk about it in a video, and so I did this video because of an interaction that I had with Jim Rizzoli on one of his videos. Okay, Jim Rizzoli is a popular is a channel on BitChute that's in the popular section on BitChute. Okay, so I was posting comments in one of Jim Rizzoli's videos that's in the popular section of BitChute. And then me and him had a little discussion through the comment section. And then the interaction me and him had inspired me to do a video. And so I did the video. It's called Think Like a Hobo, I think. And then and it's like a 45-minute video, I think. Now, again, you can set the play speed at ×2, and you'll get you'll get the whole video in half the time. And so if I do a 40-minute video, you can set it at ×2, and it'll be a 20-minute video. Or if I do a 15-minute video, you set it at ×2, it'll be 7.5 minutes or whatever. And I've done this before. Proof watched my videos, and I actually like it better. It's fast. If I could upload my videos at ×2 speed, I would. Because you're getting the video in half the time, and it's the same video, the same whatever, you know. But anyways, so yeah, it was a long video though. My interaction with Jim inspired me to do that video, and then I just let him know, because I was like saying stuff that normally that YouTube is known to give you a strike for and shut your channel down for. I was saying. And so I let him know. I said, dude, our interaction inspired me to do this video. And, you know, if you're at all interested, here's a link, because there's a good chance they're going to take it down and give me a strike. So if you are at all interested, here's a link to the video. So I gave him the link in the comments. And then, so then he posted that video and it was, this is so funny, dude. So that video of mine was in the popular section on BitChute, and to me it's hilarious. I think it's super funny. And so anyways, okay, and I talked about how Jim is cool. I don't, whatever. And I'm not trying to attack Jim at all. Just because I disagree with somebody's shit doesn't mean I'm attacking him, And anyways, so whatever. But anyways, so and that's nice of him. That's very generous of him, to put that video up. And in the description, thing, he said, everybody should have a voice, like so basically he's saying, whether I agree with this dude or not, everybody should have a voice, here, check it out if you want, again, so it's very nice of him, right? Okay. And so then, I'm watching, like, there's people commenting and stuff, and I'm sure that it didn't go over well in the popular section, which is why I'm laughing. Like, the popular section is only for popular narratives. So if there's anyone at all, anywhere, ever, that even goes outside that popular narrative, even just outside it, they're immediately going to get dogpiled with the thumbs down and everything. And this is what I'm saying. I don't like popular narratives. And whenever, 9 times out of 10, if I'm talking about a popular narrative, I'm talking shit about that popular narrative. And I will always say, I say it all, I have for years, popular and trending channels are fucking bought and sold. They are bought and sold. You might, if you're lucky, you might find one in this massive sea of popular and trending channels that maybe isn't sold out. And I'm sure there's lots of people that don't believe me, because everybody wants to rationalize why they're following the latest trend, why they're seeking that fashionable, popular, trendy. Everybody wants to rationalize it away, because nobody wants to take a risk and go outside the herd and think outside the box. Nobody wants to take that risk, because anybody that does, they're gonna, what happens. Everybody knows what happens when you're the black sheep. So, yeah, popular sections on BitChute, Odyssey, Rumble, that is for popular narratives. And if there's a popular channel that starts to veer off of the popular narrative, it's not going to go over well with their popular, associates, with the other popular channels, and all the seas and masses of hordes of participants. Anyhow, so I'm like looking at this, and this is the thing too I wanted to mention. So people will be like, "Wow, this guy, this is a pretty long video." But you see how I go into depth explaining the idea of popular and popularity and all this stuff? See, these people, they'll be like, this guy's really, this video is really long. These same people that will make these grievances and complaints, they don't even know they don't want to know what I'm saying. And here's another interesting thing. They'll claim themselves Christians, right? That believe in the Bible. Well, anybody can make that same grievance and complaint about the Bible. Whoa, the Bible is pretty long. Is it really necessary that the Bible be like thousands and thousands of pages of fine print? So you have all these armchair critics that they'll just take any and everything and criticize it. But then these same critics will be enthusiasts of things that have these same problems. They have these same issues. Like for example, the Bible repeats the same things over and over and over and over and over and over. Like thousands of pages in the Bible where the Bible just repeats the same thing over and over. And people will complain and be like, I don't know, this guy, he seems like he just says the same thing over and over again. But this is a Christian that believes in the Bible, who has read the Bible allegedly and has not like noticed that the Bible says the same thing over and over and over, like thousands and thousands of pages of the same thing repeated over and over and over again, just using different language, different variants of the same fucking thing. And oh no, the Bible, you really need to read the Bible. It's the answer to all of life's problems. And if you don't believe it, you're going to burn in hell. But it repeats the same thing over and over and over. And these so-called Christians have no problem that the Bible just is like this like ridiculously long fucking book of thousands and thousands of pages of fine print. And when you read it, it just says the same thing over and over and over, thousands of pages. And they have no complaint with that. Why? Well, because if they complained about it, they could go to hell and burn in hell for all eternity. And they don't want that. And so, so it's just hypocritical cherry picking critique of, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so I'm observing all this since my video is in the popular, right? And I want to get to my point. So I want to show you something. So let's see. So this is, this should be Jim Rizzoli here. No, this is Mark Dice, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Let's get out of Mark Dice. Okay, I'm going to pull up Jim Rizzoli. Again, you can set this at ×2 speed, and it'll be even better. It'll be even better an experience if you set my videos at ×2 speed. Okay, so let's go to... Okay, this is where the comment is that I want to get to. See, Jim Rizzoli, he says this in a...
No.
All right, hold on.
It comes out of the...
So Jim Rizzoli says this in a comment, and this is the problem with these people. So Jim says, I am all... Right here, let's go up to it. Here it is. Jim says... I am all for helping the poor, but the poor have to turn from their wicked ways and show God they are serious about doing what is right. Okay, like, this is what everyone says. In their own, like, people that don't believe in God and Jesus and religion and the Bible, they say the same thing, only the secular version of it. Well, I'm all for helping these homeless people, but they got to really do something. They got to stop making all these poor decisions, and they need to show and this and that. And and so it's like, oh really? Oh yeah. It's very unique. Like, everybody says it. It's almost like it's automaton sheeple response. Everybody's robots that just repeat the same answer when it comes to certain subjects, like it's a Pavlovian dog response where they just say it because they've been trained like a dog to make this response every single time the same subject comes up. They repeat it like a robot always, every time, infinitely, for all eternity. But they're not robots. They're total free thinkers that are just total free thinkers that are red-pilled. And they're so different than the sheeple, but then they still make the same automaton responses, just like a sheeple would when it comes to talking about homeless. They always say the same thing. All homeless are lazy, mentally ill, drug-addicted, criminal, vagrant degenerates who failed to take personal responsibility for their lives through poor life decisions. Like in the Brave New World, in that fucking Brave New World TV series that came out, or TV adaptation of Brave New World that came out in the 70s, when the alphas, how in Brave New World you have the alphas and the betas and then the gammas and stuff? Well, the alphas had an encounter with some gammas, and the alphas were looking down at the gammas and like, dude, these gammas are fucking stupid, right? And then they approached the gamma and they say, dude, aren't you ashamed of being a gamma? One of the alphas said that, asked him, aren't you ashamed? And then they both turned like robots and responded with in unison, both gammas responded, turned and said, well, that's what's so wonderful. No, they said, that's one of the wonderful things about being a gamma. We're not too stupid and we're not too bright. To be a gamma is to be just right. All homeless people are just lazy, mentally ill, drug-addicted, criminal, vagrant degenerates who have failed to take personal responsibility for their own life decisions. It's the same robot automaton. And so this is what I'm saying with Jim Rizzoli. And this is like not just Jim Rizzoli. This is all of you people. Every last one of you. You all are just robots that just say the same exact identical thing, almost like you are a robot that has been programmed to just say it because it is just what you are supposed to do. You know, don't go outside. Always just do what you are told and say what you are told and what you are programmed to say and do, because that is what and so this is the programmed response that all of you people say, whether you say it from a religious perspective or a secular perspective. It's the same thing, and it's this is what it is, what I just showed you. I am all for helping the poor, but the poor have to turn from their wicked ways and show God they are serious about doing what is right. They must show God that they are serious about doing what is right. They must turn from their wicked ways. I am all for helping the poor, but I am all poor they have to stop being lazy, mentally ill, drug addicted, criminal, vagrant degenerates who have failed to take personal responsibility for their life. I am all, but they must stop being wicked and always do what they are told and just okay. But okay, so because this is the religious response always, and the secular response is identical. If homeless people stopped being lazy, mentally ill, drug addicted, criminal, vagrant degenerates, then we would help them. But because they are all lazy, mentally ill, drug addicted, criminal, vagrant degenerates, we will continue to refuse to help them because we are not gammas. And that's what's so wonderful about being a gamma, is that we are not too stupid and we are not too bright. To be a gamma is to be just right. We are not programmed retards. We are actually free thinking. We are very red pilled and wide awake. We are not sheeple. Yeah, you are, dude. You are a fucking epitome of fucking programmed, totally fucking programmed. Not an original thought in your fucking head. I do not have any original thought. I always just say and do what I am programmed to do. It is the Jews. It is the Jews. It is the Jews. Glitch, glitch, glitch. It is the Jews. Like, you people are totally programmed. Totally fucking programmed. And this is what the book Brave New World is about. Like, when you look at the book Brave New World, all these gammas and betas and alphas, they have all been brainwashed that they are all the superior beings. And then all the echelons below, don't you know the story? Like, this is the thing. See, people are never going to learn. People don't learn, do they? They just don't learn. They just don't get it. So Jim says this, right? Okay, well, let's look at Jesus. Okay, remember when all those people were throwing rocks at the prostitute? Well, Jesus, that's what Jesus said. Well, I'd step in and help this woman who's getting rocks thrown at her, but she has to stop her wicked ways, though. She has to turn from her wicked ways and show me that she doesn't want to be a slutty whore anymore. Isn't that what Jesus did in the Bible? Remember that story when all the fucking people were throwing rocks at that prostitute because she's a whore, and Jesus stood by and encouraged it and said, I would help this woman, but she's a whore. And if she would just turn from her wicked ways, then I'm all for helping her. But she needs to turn from her wicked ways of being a slutty prostitute. No, Jesus didn't do that. Jesus stepped in and said, okay, and drew a line and said, okay, any of you who are without sin, throw the first stone. Isn't that what Jesus did? Yeah. Oh, but that doesn't matter because Christians get a pass for being hypocrites, right? If you're a Christian, it's okay to be a hypocrite because you're a Christian. You are. Jesus is just gonna Jesus just it doesn't matter that you're a hypocrite because you're forgiven. So just keep being a hypocrite. oh no, I'd really step in and help this person, but they really just need to show that they were going to turn from their wicked ways, and then I'd be willing to help them. Well, so anyways, the interesting thing here also is this guy, Dr. Righteous or whatever, made a good point in response to this, And of course, like, whenever people, this is the thing here. Watch. So he says down here, he says, I'm all for helping people with solutions to the Jew problem, but these people endlessly complaining about the Jews have to turn from their wicked ways and show God that they are serious about solutions to the Jew problem. See, it's the same thing. It's the same thing, okay? It's, and so I could just like tell that to all these people, and just because out of self-righteousness, because I'm a Christian and I believe in Jesus, anybody complaining about the Jews, I could just say, well, I'm all for helping you people that are victimized by the Jews, but all you people, you need to, show that you're serious and turn from your wicked ways. And then maybe I'd be willing to help you with this Jew problem thing. But, you have to show God. You have to turn to God, And until you do, you just deserve what the Jews are doing to you. All this, it's just... So anyways, but this is the automaton response. Whenever homelessness is the subject, it's always the same. They all did it to themselves through laziness. They're all lazy, mentally ill, drug-addicted, criminal, vagrant degenerates who have failed to take personal responsibility for their lives through poor life decisions. That's what's so wonderful about being a Gamma. We're not too stupid and we're not too bright. To be a Gamma is to be just right. I am not a Gamma, though I am so awesome. I'm a free thinker. I am not brainwashed. Brainwashing does not affect me because I am superior. I am not, So anyways, so yeah, okay. So this is the thing. So the people like this, they're everywhere. Jim Rizzoli's response is the automaton robotic response that they have been programmed to say every single time whenever the subject comes up. They always, and it's just like, so it's a waste of time. And that's the thing. The majority of interaction, the majority of any type of attempt at having meaningful discussion on anything, the majority of it's a waste of time. Because people do not want to have meaningful discussions on anything. They only want to inject their automaton responses that they have been programmed to inject whenever subjects come up. They just say what they are programmed to because that's how they get their shekels, like a Pavlovian dog treat coming down the tube. If I say what I'm told to, then I will get my social credit score. Then I will get my social media dopamine fix hit. Thank you very much. It's always the same. You're just not going to have meaningful interaction and engagement with 99 or more % of the world at large. So, I've been rambling on, but I would like to go on, but I can already hear all the naysayers. This guy, he's just going on and on. Well, then go listen to Richie from Boston and read the Bible. Go read the Bible. Jim Rizzoli tells you the answers are all in the Bible. And I am not endorsing nor opposing Jim's cause where Jim is telling you all the answers in the... I'm just saying to go read the Bible. Like I said in my video earlier in this video, dude, the Bible repeats itself over and 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 over again and again and again and again. Thousands and thousands and thousands of fine print pages repeating the same thing. Oh, what does it say? Be cool. Don't be an asshole. If you're an asshole, then you're fucked, dude. Justice is going to ass rape you into oblivion. Bye. If you're not an asshole, then your life is going to be pretty smooth. And you can come up with all kinds of justifications as to, well, I need to be an asshole because those people, if they turn from their wicked ways, then I won't be an asshole. But they have to prove to God and me that they're going to turn from their wicked ways. And until they do so, I'm just going to keep being an asshole to them, like so much of the Bible refutes that in every way. Like, judge not that ye not be judged. Remove the mote from thine own eye. Then you will see clearly to remove it from your brother's. There's another thing. Repeat it. It's repeated the same over and over and over. And see, the thing is a lot of times the reason people and books and stuff repeat the same thing over and over again is because I don't know if you are noticing or are aware of this, but 99% of people are just like totally brain dead, automaton, robotic, idiotic, fucking you have to tell them 1,000,000 times. You have to get as creative as possible, articulate it in as many creative different ways as possible, and repeat it because people are so fucking stupid. All they care about is their Pavlovian dog, social media, dopamine fix. And so they'll say whatever they can just to get a like on their social media platform. And these people, they're so fucking and that's why people like me have to repeat ourselves over and over and over and over and over. Because, dude, we're surrounded by a bunch of automatons who they're not consciously aware of anything. And they just keep doing and saying, and everything is the same. They do and say the same things over and over and over and over and over. They're just the minions of like Satan, for lack of a better. They're just programmed minions of Satan that always just do exactly what they are told without question, and they do the same and say it's always just It's like, dude, that's why. Like, if you want to reach any of these people, you just got to start doing and saying the same thing. Hello, huh? Like, people wonder why this, Jim or whoever. Yeah, Jim Rizzoli, he's just saying the same thing over and over again. Hollaho, Tallaho, Tallaho, Tallaho. Or whoever it is, Any channel, what's his, Gypsy, why is Gypsy Fox? He just says the same things over and over. Meanwhile, these people are self-proclaimed Christians who claim that they read the Bible and know the Bible. If you know the Bible, dude, the Bible repeats the same thing over and 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 over, thousands and thousands and thousands of pages of fine print that just says the same thing over and over and over. And they love it. They love the Bible. And the Bible just goes on and on and on and on and on for thousands and thousands and thousands of pages of fine print saying the same thing over and over and over and over. And then they love it. Or they claim to, these self-proclaimed Christians, they claim they love the Bible, and it's just got everything is in there. It's like, but then they'll watch someone's video like mine or Gypsy Fox or Jim Rizzoli's. Why this guy just goes on and on for a really, really long time, and he just says the same things over and over and over. I think I'll just go read the Bible. Well, hey, that's a good idea. Keep reading the Bible. I'm not endorsing nor opposing that cause. I'm not here telling you that you should. You do whatever you think is right for you. It's not my business, okay? But am I going to tell you no? Don't read the Bible? No, I'm not. And I would encourage it. It's like, yeah, it might be a good idea. Like, you're better off reading the Bible than you are listening to Richie from Boston or any of these popular and trending channels. You're much better off reading the Bible than watching and listening to any of these popular channels on BitChute, trending channels on BitChute, and popular and trendy media any and everywhere. You're much better off reading the Bible. So anyway, that's my cue to leave.